Today we're taking a look at what could be one of the best lithium companies on the market at the moment, presenting gains of over 800% over a period of 2 years for their investors. That stock is Pilbara Minerals, ASX ticker PLS. We're going to provide today a fundamental overview of their operations, as well as perform some technical analysis in order to make some predictions on where we can expect to see PLS go in the near future. Let's get into it. I've partnered with Crypto.com to provide my viewers with an awesome opportunity to accelerate their crypto journey. Crypto.com is used by over 50 million users in 90 countries across the globe and is a leading platform for buying, selling and staking crypto. They also offer metal Visa cards with a huge range of rewards that allow you to convert and withdraw your crypto in fiat currency. Crypto.com is offering a $25 sign-up reward using my affiliate link in the description or by entering affiliate code RyanProven. Welcome back to another ASX stock analysis video, and as I mentioned, today we are looking at what is one of my favorite stocks on the ASX from a lithium mining perspective. That stock is Pilbara Minerals. Their ticker on the ASX is PLS, and they're based in Western Australia, and their flagship project, the Pilgangoora project, is one of the best returning lithium projects, that is hard rock, in the entire world. And for investors, as I mentioned, they have enjoyed gains of up to 800% in just a short couple of years. Absolutely phenomenal. And the results that they're showing in their recent announcements and their annual reviews are really pointing towards a massive multi-billion dollar company. Obviously, it is already there, but also in the making. I think this is a company that is going to grow significantly given the overall demand for lithium and the prices just absolutely skyrocketing. So let's get into it, take a jump in and have a look at what PLS is doing right now. To kick things off, the Pilgangoora project is a 100% owned project by PLS. It's located in Western Australia, which is a premier mining jurisdiction and is only based 120 kilometers away from port. This project consists of two key processing plants, the Pilgan plant and the Nangaja plant as well. These are currently producing and about to produce a lot of lithium, hard rock lithium that is, and produce obviously spodumene concentrate from that. So the Pilgan plant is basically able to create 2 million tons per annum of hard rock lithium mined, and then that basically produces 330 tons per annum of 6% spodumene concentrate. The second plant is going to come online shortly. The expectation is the September quarter of this year, and that will ramp up to approximately 180 to 200,000 dry metric tons. And of course, that brings the overall project production capacity to roughly 560 to 580,000 dry metric tons. These two plants are expected to have at least 26 years mine life at the production rates that have been outlined. And as you can see, based on the slide in front of you, the results really speak for themselves. $1.2 billion of revenue in the past financial year, which is a 577% increase from the previous. 814.5 million EBITDA. Absolutely unbelievable. Not to mention the cash in bank, 874 million. This is a massive amount of money. You can see that obviously it is a huge operation which is bringing in huge amounts of money, and investors are being rewarded appropriately. Based on all the work that PLS has currently done to get this project up and running, the returns really speak for themselves. You can see that a resource such as lithium is in such high demand, and the amount of money that a company like PLS are making from taking advantage of this is nothing to turn your nose up to. The future for this company is absolutely massive. What we're going to see over a 26-year mine life at bare minimum is huge gains. I'm expecting what we're going to see is PLS diversify into additional projects in order to basically ensure that they continue building their organization and make sure they've got a higher amount of supply for the growing demand in the market. PLS at this point in time, as I mentioned, 800% gains in about 2 years. Absolutely huge. Personally, when we take a look at the chart, I think you're going to agree that this is just the beginning. The sheer cash they have on hand to be able to do basically whatever they want, and the cash flow coming from this Pilgangoora operation is going to be huge. So without further ado, let's jump into the chart and take a look at some technical analysis. Welcome into the PLS chart, guys. As you can see, we're currently sitting at a value of $4.89, and today we hit a brand new all-time high just shy of $5, sitting at $4.97. And I just want to really touch on briefly at the start the phenomenal run and that 800% gain in a couple of years that I've been talking about. If we zoom out, what we can see is from this position, roughly around here in March of 2020, we were all the way down at about the 13-cent range, and we have seen some very, very explosive growth, as you can see here. Probably one of the best charts we have seen in the whole lithium space and probably on the ASX for quite some time. So some big returns that we've seen from holders. Right now, I think we're experiencing a bit of consolidation. You can see a bit of uneasiness when it comes to what direction the price is going to go in, but ultimately a break at the top here, but of course closing on a red day. Ultimately, I think the first target we can put in place is that $5 mark, and the $5 mark is something that is realistically quite psychological. And the reason it is psychological is because people look at those round numbers and that is what they target. So putting that as an immediate target and of course immediate point of resistance is critical. I'm going to then bring down the price all the way down here to this point here. You can see on the 5th of April 2022 we hit a high of $3.76. This was just below our previous high over here, which was a value of $3.89, but it is a clear point of resistance. And of course, over here, as you can see, a clear breakout point. Getting through that point was a major milestone, and you can see since that occurred, we have continued to rise in price basically every single day since. So really looking quite good from that perspective. The only issue I have immediately with this is we can see that there is a gap here. The day high of the 5th of September was $3.72, followed then by the 6th of September, which was a low of $3.77. This could be a possible gap, and if there were to be a pullback, I would not be surprised if we did see this gap actually get filled. But with the overall momentum at the moment and the steady stream of volume, I can't really see that happening too quickly, as the drop would be quite significant. We'd be talking roughly about a 20 to 25% drop. I really can't see that unfolding very quickly, and if it does, it will occur over time. Now, the spike that we've seen here is, as you can see, this E, the earnings report. People saw the huge numbers that PLS was making, meaning that they were encouraged to buy because obviously it is a profitable company. You can see as well that is reflected by those 20, 50 and of course 200-day moving averages moving up very quickly as well. 20 and the 50 obviously have surpassed that 200-day, which is critical, and they are still moving upwards. The highest one is that 20-day moving average at $4.08. That will be acting as a major point of support for us prior to this horizontal range at $3.76. From a pattern perspective, what can we see? Well, we can see what appears to be basically a nice little flag pattern which had formed, and it was only quite short, but you can see it was an indication of a breakout that was going to occur, and it was going in either one of two directions, obviously up or down. It was a pennant. So that is why it was unsure. But typically when we see flag patterns occur, they follow the trend. So we've seen the consolidation piece occur, the breakout occur yesterday on the 19th of September, and then a continuation of that. Something else that is really strong is you can see today we even got to a low of $4.66 just down here, but we managed to close significantly higher above that point, although not above our open, which is still absolutely fine. That was at $4.94. We still closed at the highest we have ever closed on this chart. So overall, looking very, very positive at this point in time. What are we able to look at now? Well, first let's look at the RSI. And I think a lot of the reason for the consolidation and uneasiness that we are seeing is due to the fact that the RSI is crazy. We are very overbought at the moment. Our peak was on the 13th of September at the top of our flag when the consolidation started at 87.25. We are still sitting high above that 70 point mark at 79.74. So do not be surprised if we cannot surpass this $5 mark anytime soon. What we're hopefully going to see is a reduction in the buying momentum, maybe a bit of a sell-off. This is very healthy, of course, for a stock, and a dip now down back into this trading range, which we want to see from an RSI perspective, where it is healthy before another possible run upwards. I think now momentum is really going to be driven by the amount of sales and the amount of money that are being made by PLS, and of course the addition of plants coming online. So keep your eye out for those sort of things. They will be catalysts for momentum in the near future. MACD wise, looking very good. We had a rejection over here on the 22nd of August of that 12-day EMA on the 26-day EMA, showing strength in this stock. And of course, now we are still trending in an upwards manner. Doesn't look like there's a cross that's about to imminently occur, but don't be shocked. We are seeing a bit of a lull, of course, as we can see in the past 5 trading days. As to be expected, the RSI is very, very high, so you would anticipate this occurs. Now, will we see a red period where the 12-day EMA crosses below the 26-day? It is possible, but in my opinion, if it does occur, it will be shallow. And what we're probably going to see is something similar to what we saw over here in late August, where it dips quite low and maybe tests that 26-day EMA and then rejects. But at the moment, momentum is looking relatively good, but I do foresee more consolidation in the near term. Let's also have a look at the Bollinger Bands. Bringing that one up, you can see they are very, very far apart at the moment because the momentum has just been that strong. I need to see these bands once again come together before I think we do break that $5 mark. We need to see consolidation occur. So realistically, based on everything that we are seeing at the moment, I would expect to see what would be, I suppose, a period of consolidation between the previous high, which was at that $4.97 mark, or even possibly a test of the $5 before a drop. And of course, a low point of that 20-day moving average being our key point of support right now. Of course though, everything goes out the window when people get really excited about the stock. So don't be surprised if we see some announcements or just see people in general looking at this stock and going, wow, the earnings were fantastic. You know, they only came out in late August. So there are likely people to still be finding out about PLS possibly, or new investors wanting to get in when the time does look right. Overall, if I was going to say a price target, I'd say cracking that $5 mark would be pretty good. But ultimately, what I want to see is some sideways consolidation that remains above that 20-day moving average. Right now, sitting at $4.08. But if we break the $5 mark, where could we go? Well, who knows, but a good way to do that is use previous flags in order to measure distance. So if we say this is, I suppose, the point at which we broke out here, put another flagpole in place, we are moving up towards that $6 mark, but it is sitting probably about $5.90. That could be a fantastic stretch goal, but of course, I think a platform needs to be built before we're targeting those sort of ranges, so I would expect to see a bit of sideways action before anything like that does occur. That wraps up today's analysis of Pilbara Minerals, ticker PLS, on the ASX. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section below. Of course, if you did enjoy today's video as well, make sure you do leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.